Greetings. I'm Father Paul Demuth, the senior priest of the Diocese of Green Bay, who celebrates Mass at St. Bernard's Parish in Appleton and on the weekend. And it's good to be with you once again to reflect on the scriptures, this time those of the 22nd Sunday in Ordinary Time. You know, one of the most common explanations I hear when I talk to people who are not involved in church is they'll say, "Oh, but Father, I'm spiritual, not religious." And of course, when they say that phrase, it almost comes across that religion is a dirty word. Pretty amazing. Not life-giving, but somehow a narrow, ritualistic, rule-abiding kind of structure. You know, that's nothing new. That's what Jesus was experiencing when he got involved with the so-called religious Jews. They emphasized how they lived their religion by fulfilling all the rituals that were out there. They talked about the washing of cups and bowls and eating only pure foods. And when they did this, they felt they were truly religious. And of course, they were totally turned off by Jesus and his disciples, who didn't always observe the rituals, but were people of the heart, of relationships. In one sense, Jesus and the disciples were spiritual and not religious. But let's look at that phrase more deeply. You know, Jesus' first relationship was that of a relationship with his God. It was an intimate relationship. He called God his Father, his dad, or you could say mother. And then what he tried to do was to share that intimate relationship with his disciples so that they would experience the love of God. And they would love God with all their heart and their soul and their mind, their very being. And then from there, love their neighbor as themselves. And who do they mean by neighbor? Especially those on the fringes, those on the outside. So what bound the disciples together with Jesus and the one God was, if you look at it correctly, it was religion. Because religion is a binding together in love. So the phrase spiritual but not religious, you know, it really doesn't make much sense. And you know this, especially you if you are able to be part of a loving, compassionate, caring community of faith. You've experienced that. Well, why is it so hard for people to make that relationship and see through our actions what being religious truly is? I suspect it's probably our inconsistencies. What comes out of our mouth and then how we act isn't always from the heart. But don't be surprised when this happens. Most people never caught on to who Jesus was and his message. And you know, they rejected him. But of course, the message that he gave in return was one that we continually marvel at. Because despite everything, despite rejection, he loved them and continued to invite them and tried to show them that religion was life based on relationship, not just rituals. So The result of all of this, it's not under our control. Persevering in the loving God, seeking justice and compassionate love for others is what Christ asks. It's a challenging thing, but worthwhile all the effort that we put in using the gift of God's grace. The second reading has a marvelous definition of religion. Religion that is pure and undefiled is this: to care for orphans and widows in their affliction, and to keep oneself unstained by the world. So, folks, may our religion be life-giving. May our rituals be there so we can go more deeply into the mystery of God. And then, as we are told at the end of every Mass, go and reach out to the widow, to the orphan, to the disenfranchised, to the homeless, to the poor, to the unemployed, to those who are of a different race or different religion, to those who have sexual issues, whatever they might be. When we go to the fringes, we go to the deepest relationship that's possible. Jesus Christ living in us, we in Jesus Christ, and then sharing the good news. Let's continue on that journey, folks. It's a lifelong commitment and a lifelong grace. Peace to you this day.